everybody. Welcome to Loch Briar Knits, episode 130. Whatever. Again, no idea. We're in the 130s, that much I know. It is a lovely drizzly day here in Nova Scotia. It is August 9th and I'm on vacation. So, as you may guess, or may not, considering how long these whips have been languishing, today we are going to traipse through the land of foes. Because I have finished stuff. And you know what I just realized? I also forgot to go grab my socks. Hang on. Let's start. Let's start with the hoe. There's only one hoe. One half finished object. So, and of course, I don't have my sock blockers down here, so this is so well prepared. I was gonna do this upstairs in my office, but because it's so dark and dreary, the room it's really dark. So this is just plain vanilla sock. I do 2x2 ribbing usually, and then the eye of partridge heel. And this is knit out of my Spring Fever colorway. There's still some of that in the shop, I think, and all that is linked below. And this is how it knits up. Trying to flatten it out here, but here, let's try it this way. So I have, for the second sock, I've finished the leg, I've done the heel, and now I'm just kind of shaping the gusset, which I think I finished. So now I'm just ready to do the foot. So we are going to Woolful on Friday to a winery for like a wine testing. I don't know, what do they call those things? And dinner. So I thought that's about I think Woolful's about a 45-minute drive maybe from where I'm at. So I thought I'm not going to work on that and until then, and that will give me some car knitting. So that is my half finished object, 3/4 finished object, really. The other ones are ta-da! Because I have these down in the basement, which is a little cooler than the rest of the house. My finished objects are completely dry. So I didn't want to put this on. It's still a bit damp. So I didn't want to put it on and like stretch anything out until it's completely dry. So I will have this on for the next episode. Or actually, I'll probably have it on in the August vlog that'll be around the end of the month. So this is it. Oh, people, I am so glad to get this off the needles. And once I started doing the sleeve, it was knitting up really quickly. And I was like, why did I wait so long? Why? Why? I don't know. So this is the classic sweater by Tricot. And I did make some modifications. I got like hair on my face. I think they have it as a 4-inch neck, and I did it the same as my other classic sweater with more of a 6, I think it's about a 6-inch almost neck. And then did I do the split hem? Yeah, I did do the split hem on this one. So I did do the split hem. I didn't do it as long as I think the pattern calls for. This one will probably come, yeah, this is just going to kind of come around once I get it on. I've got it up a little bit now, but I'll see if I can, probably like, around a little past my belt buckle, basically. And then for the sleeves, I almost said shoulders, oh my God. Vacation mode brain. Okay, so for the sleeves, I did a wider sleeve. I don't know if I did, I can't remember how they decrease the sleeve now, I'm forgetting. Anyway, I basically did no decreases until I got to here. And then I decreased 2 stitches every 3 rows 7 times, which brought me to about, I think to about here. And then I did kind of a rapid decrease. I'm trying to see, no, actually it brought me, no, then I did 2 rows normally. Then I did a rapid increase of, or decrease of every 5 stitches. So every 5th stitch going around, I would do a decrease. Then I did 1 more row, and then I did the twisted rib. I can't remember if the pattern called for a 2x2 rib or a twisted rib, but I find I've been doing mostly twisted rib lately. If it's, I love the look of it. And honestly, I find a 1x1 twisted rib almost more intuitive to do than, definitely my 1x1 ribbing, just regular ribbing, is so sloppy looking. So anytime it says 1x1 ribbing, I will definitely do the twisted rib. And lately, even when it asks for 2x2 ribbing, I've been doing the twisted rib. I just love the look of it. It just seems to add a little extra. So I did that, and I did that on the hem as well. And I did the back hem a little longer than the front hem, which I believe the pattern calls for. And I knit this out of, did I bring? No, I did not. I knit this out of Illimani. I think it had a number, not an actual color, but it was almost like a deep caramel color, like a dark caramel. Or what was it? Maybe was it, I think that's what it was. Like dark caramel. I think I was calling it camel. That could have been it. I'll put my info below. And then I paired it with this beautiful mohair from oh my god, I'm totally blanking. Is it good Fibrations? I'll put it down below, but it's called Spring Frost, and you can kind of see, like, there was some pooling in the sleeves, but honestly, that doesn't bother me. I kind of like it because it really shows up the colors that were in the Spring Frost colorway. And then in the body, it didn't do any pooling really in the body. So that is my second classic sweater. I'm going to fold this up so I'm not stretching it out where it's still damp. So that is one finished object. The second finished object is the blanket for my mom. Now this is also still damp. So this is the Habitation throw by Helen Stewart from the 2019 Knitvent. I made this, I think, a fair bit larger than what the pattern calls for. And I also did the eyelets. I left twice as much space between the eyelet rows than what is called for in the pattern. So, and I haven't snipped all of I've woven in all of the ends, but you can kind of see I still have like little bits here. I wanted to make sure that, like, usually before I snip all of the ends from the weave-in ends, I like to make sure that that they don't poke through like the other end. Am I making sense? Like if I weave them in and I snip it too close, then when it's blocked, it might flip over so that the finished end of the yarn where you snipped it is kind of coming out the right side instead of the wrong side. So I'll usually leave a little bit of a longer end. until after I block it, and then I'll go through and I'll snip them all before it's before I gift it. It's kind of square actually. Now that I haven't had it flat out, I sort of had it on my drying racks that I use for my yarn. See, I can do this because I really don't want to stretch it too much, but I do want to give you a good look at it. So this is, I will try to get a shot of how you can see it's, I think it's definitely longer than definitely longer than what the pattern actually calls for. But actually here we've got this, and then this, and then this, and then this. So I am really pleased with how this turned out. It's got like so many lovely colors in it. I think my mom is really going to like this. So I am going to, I still have to kind of have this out to dry as well. It's still a bit damp, so I don't want to stretch it too much. So that is also done. I feel like I'm on a roll. Now, I have cast on my next sweater, which is a remake of the DRK Everyday Sweater by Andrea Mowry. So if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. You will have heard me mention how my first DRK Everyday Sweater, as much as I loved the construction of the sweater, I do not like the yarn that I chose. I don't like how it drapes. It had I think it had a linen content to it maybe. I don't know, I forget what it was, but it showed up every single like error or twisted stitch. I don't know, I didn't like how it looked. One thing I am going to do though is I am going to soak it one more time and leave it to soak for a while and just see if maybe if that helps it bloom a bit. I love the color of the yarn. I love the way the yarn itself looks, like it's got little kind of nubbies in it and stuff like that. And I like the fit of the sweater. I just don't like how the yarn itself looks. I don't like the drape of it. I don't like how it doesn't look like the stitches bloomed the way I wanted to. So anyway, that's the story for the new viewers. By the way, welcome. I have decided to remake the DRK Everyday Sweater. And this time I am using, where's my glasses? Okay. I am using Juniper Moon, Herriott Fine in the gray. So the, oops, it's still attached. This is a light fingering. So the DRK is a sport weight. Now I think, I'm trying to remember which she knitted out of, but I can't remember if she knitted out of Brooklyn Tweed Arbor, which I have, but Brooklyn Tweed Arbor is a DK weight. And the yarn I used previously was a sport weight, and I liked the fit. So I thought I want to try to stay as close to sport weight as I could. But I really wanted a gray sweater. I don't have a gray sweater. It's literally one of my favorite colors, and I don't have a gray sweater. So I thought what I would do is I would take a light fingering and a mohair and make myself a gray sweater. So this is the Travertine color from Juniper Moon in their Herriott line and Herriott Fine line. So this is a light fingering, and then this is the mohair, and this mohair is from SugarBush. And I was going to say, where are my glasses? Never mind. This is SugarBush Drizzle, and the colorway is called Stormy Sky. So that's the SugarBush. And so you can kind of see you've got like a lighter gray, and then this is kind of like a darker gray. Isn't this just like look like Stormy Skies? And I know that because we have had a lot of those lately. And then, so what you get when you knit this up if I can untangle myself, is, so I've just got the neck done right now. Did I just flip myself inside out? I can't fix it there. This is how it knits up. Is that not lovely? So it suggests a tubular cast on, which I didn't really feel like doing. It just takes so long, and I was like, I just want to get going on it once I finished the other sweater. I was like, I'm just going to jump right in and cast this one on and get going, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So yeah, so I just jumped in. I just did a twisted German cast on, which I like the edging on the cast on for that one too. So it's like a nice clean edge, so I'm fine with that. And that's usually what I'll do. Think the only other thing I can think of offhand that I did the tubular cast off and cast on was my Sunday shawl or Saturday shawl. I think it's Saturday. It's the worsted weight one. So I did do the tubular cast on and cast off or bind off for that. And it does. It takes about 3 times as long, I would say. But so I was like, you know what? I'm not that, like, a German twisted cast on is fine for me. So we have these two, and this is the yarn I'm getting, which is like a perfect, like, medium blend of the two, which is beautiful. I love that. So, and I think this is pretty much going to be on gauge because it is a light fingering. So I accidentally left this against one of my ink gel pens, and it's soaked right in, and it's soaked right through, but luckily it did not soak into any of the yarn. Thank God. So that is what is currently on the needles. I have been working on, so I'm just doing a basic Slouchy Hat out of my September Morn colorway. I don't know if there's any of this in the shop. I know we've got falling leaves, but I don't think we have any of the September Morn left in the shop. So I probably have, for the slouch I'm probably going to go maybe about this much further. I was going to say that's bad English. Yeah, I'm a writer. Words. So this is just another something I cast on for when I need like that mindless knit, and I was avoiding my socks for some reason. I don't know why. I just had the urge to knit just a plain old hat. So that's the ball of yarn, and I'm gonna have a lot left over when I finish this hat. I'm probably gonna have enough to make a pair of socks. So because I'm on vacation, we did a day trip down to Lunenburg. Yesterday we went to the Maritime Museum. Actually, yesterday wasn't. Did I say yesterday was misty? It wasn't. It was actually hot and sunny. Not like overbearing hot, but nice hot, like comfortable hot. We went to the Maritime Museum. And then we went to, I just walked up the street to go to the Loop. We were originally going to go to Schooner House, which is our kind of summer house for our vacation, but then my father-in-law came down, so that nixed that idea, and we are having the deck replaced, so we wouldn't have been able to use the deck anyway. So we thought, okay, well, we'll do day trips. And I thought, you know, if we're going to Lunenburg, I really want to go to Mariner's Daughter, and I want to buy some yarn. And I have been on a yarn diet this year, and my goal was to go half of the year without buying any yarn at all, which I did. And then I thought, you know what, I think I'm gonna go see if I can go the rest of the year without really buying any yarn. But then I thought, I do want to, I mean, there's also this part of me that I really want to support my local yarn stores in the area. So, and I don't want to go to Mariner's Daughter and go all the way to Lunenburg to go to the one store that I love the most there and not buy yarn. So I did. I bought yarn, and I gave myself the week because there's a couple of yarn stores, actually 3 yarn stores that I'm going to. So the first one was Mariner's Daughter. I went to the Loop yesterday, and there was a new yarn store that opened apparently about 9 months ago that I had no idea opened, which is over in Halifax, I think on Summit Street, I think it's called Fia. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And their thing is, I think, sustainable yarn, and so they've got a whole different section, types of yarn that, like the Mariner's Daughter will have some yarn, will have like these yarns, but the Loop doesn't carry them, but the Loop carries these yarns that the Mariner's Daughter doesn't really have. And then the Fia seems to carry yarns that neither one of these have. So it's like this like cross section of yarns. So I really want to go and check out that, because I thought we were also planning on taking a trip in October, which is our usual kind of vacation time, to go to London. And then we kind of priced it out, and it was just like hideously expensive. And I was like, why don't we plan on that for next year? That will give me like a year to save up, so I don't feel like I'm stressing about how much it's going to cost. And so I thought, if that's the case, I'm going to take a little of my travel money that I would have spent on going on a trip this year, and I'm going to spend it on some yarn. So I've spent some yarn at Mariner's Daughter. I bought some yarn at Mariner's Daughter. I have bought some yarn at the Loop, and then Thursday, tomorrow, we're going to go up to Fia. My poor husband, I'm dragging him to all the yarn stores. He's a very good sport about it. I bought a sweater's quantity of, put my glasses back on, Harvest Fingering by Earth. So this is extra fine merino dyed by hand using natural dyes. And it's called Knit One, Plant One. So Earth Yarns plants a tree in Africa for each skein sold in partnership with, I think it says Trees for the Future is what it's called. So this is made by Pomegranate. And I would have never guessed that this color would come from a pomegranate. But look at it. Oh my God. It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. So I have a sweater's quantity of this. Now this is fingering weight, and there's a part of me that is thinking I may do my up until a sweater out of this, or find a fingering weight yarn so it doesn't mute the color at all, because the color is just beautiful. And the other part of me is thinking I could do like a sport weight or a DK yarn. And I have like a tan color that would sort of, I think, mesh well with this, and it would mute it a little, but not a whole lot. So I haven't quite decided how I want to do that yet, or which sweater I'm going to do. But I did buy a sweater's quantity. The color is just stunning. I mean, look at that. Ugh. I love it. Love it. So that was the first purchase at Mariner's Daughter. The other purchase was a shawl kit. Now, I don't know how well, I don't know if there's another picture on this or not. This shawl is called Everyone Wants This Shawl, and it's designed by one of the ladies that works at the Mariner's Daughter. I don't know how well you can see that, but what it is, I'll see if I can find a picture that really kind of shows it. I don't know if it's on Ravelry or not. It may be, so I will take a look, see if I can find a picture of it that really shows it off. But it's this beautiful, I would say it's probably like arm span, and it's triangular, and it has like eyelet rows going through it. So it's, I just kind of totally, I have a clip in the back of my hair here to I don't know about it. There. So what they did was they had these shawl kits, and this one is, so they have the regular yarn made out of, and I'm going to butcher this because I think it's potentially German, but it looks like sheep, Jes. I'm just going to show you. Anyway, and then it's their premium blend alpaca rhythm, which is 80% alpaca, 20% extra fine wool. And the color is boogie, because I chose the green one. They had a sample set up, or knit up, and in this combination, and it was stunning, stunning. So you pair that with the Mohair, which is Knitting for Olive, their soft silk mohair in clover. So these are the two colors, and they put together make this beautiful rich green color. Like I cannot tell you how beautiful that was. So this is, that's the producer. So so you get 4 of these and then 3 of these, and it just comes with the pattern. Local design. So like, oh, I wish it was, I didn't get a picture. I didn't take any, I literally took nothing when we were, I didn't pull my phone out at all when we were in Lunenburg. We were just kind of having a nice day, and I was like, you know what? I've photographed and videotaped most of our trips down to Lunenburg previously. So it's nothing new. I am going to finish knitting the, oh God, what is it? The Andrea Mowry one, Free Your Fade. And because I just have like maybe like that much left on it. I just need to clear that one off. So that is going, once I get the Free Your Fade off of the needles, yes, that's a correct term, Kelly. I'm going to cast that on, and I can't wait. I can't wait. What's that? Oh, that's my sweater. So that's kind of what's on the needles right now. Oh, wait, sorry. I forgot one. So at the loop, I got a sweater's quantity of this. This is a DK weight, I believe, 274 yards. Yeah, that'd be about a DK weight. This is 50% alpaca, 25% mulberry silk, and 25% linen. And I swear this is some of the softest yarn I've ever felt. Like, I would not know that there's linen in that. It's so, like, because I find linen usually has like a stiffness to it. But oh my God, this is beautiful. So it's Riley by Haiku, and it's 100 grams, 250 meters, 274 yards. And it's, the color is, do I have the color? Driftwood. That's exactly what it looks like too. Oh my God. Like this beautiful, mild, muted brown color. It literally, it's the color of driftwood. They couldn't have named that better. And so I got 4 skeins of this, which is enough for a sweater for me, because that'll give me 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, that'll give me 1,000 yards, which is enough for a sweater for me. So, that's it. That's all she wrote. So, yeah, so that's what's going on. I have been kind of doing my best to sort of clear things off so that I can get some new projects on, because I found I think part of the reason I went into a knitting slump was because I just didn't have anything new in the needles, and I had these languishing whips that were just languishing, and I was like, I'm tired of working on them. I want something new, but I didn't want to cast on anything new and then have all of these whips on the go, because that just stresses me out. I like to have a pair of socks, a sweater, a shawl or scarf or blanket, something like that, and then maybe a hat. Like 2 kind of small quick projects and 2 larger projects. And if I have any more than that on the needles, it starts to just, like, I get agitated. Because I feel then like I'm never going to finish anything because I'm just like picking a little bit at a time, and it just takes so long to finish things when you do it that way. So that is kind of what's going on. So tomorrow we're going to go to Fia. I'm going to check out that store. And I'm sure I'm going to come back with some yarn. I have no doubt. I have looked at their online shop, which I'll put down below the websites for the 3 shops that I shopped at. Yeah, and I will, and I'll show on the August vlog what I picked up at Fia. I'm really excited to go there. I love finding a new yarn shop. Like, I'm just, the more yarn shops, the better. And I will shop at all of them. So, but that being said, once this week is over, I'm not going to buy any more yarn until maybe October. I'm hoping for October that we will be able to spend it at the Schooner House. I don't think my father-in-law will still be here by then. So I am hoping we will at least get one vacation week down there, especially with the new deck. I'm so excited. The new deck is going to, if any of you have seen the vlogs, you'll usually see like the deck. It looks down onto the harbor, and but the deck has like, you know, the slats and the railing, and we're putting like plexiglass up, whatever, so that when you're sitting there, you can see through the plexiglass to see the view without it being marred by what are those things called? Not slats. Right? No, not railings. The wood post between the rail and the bottom of the deck. So anyway, that is about all that is going on. I am going to go upstairs and do some knitting, and I will show you guys on the vlog what I pick up at Fia tomorrow, and possibly if I do any yarn shopping at Waffles. So until then, happy knitting, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.